Hello, beautiful soul. I want you to take a deep breath right now and allow yourself to truly arrive here with me. Feel your body settling into this moment and know that you are exactly where you need to be. You found your way to this conversation because something inside you is calling for change, for abundance, for a different relationship with money than what you've known before. I understand what brought you here today. There's a part of you that dreams of financial freedom, of having enough money to live comfortably, to help others, to create the life you truly desire. Yet there's also a part of you that might feel frustrated, maybe even a little desperate about your current financial situation. Perhaps you've tried other methods, read books, watched videos, and still find yourself struggling to manifest the money you need and want. You might be wondering if you're doing something wrong or if abundance is somehow meant for other people but not for you. Let me tell you something with all the love in my heart. You are not broken and you are not doing anything wrong. The ability to create abundance is your birthright. It's woven into the very fabric of who you are. The universe wants you to prosper, to thrive, to have all that you need and more. But somewhere along the way, most of us picked up ideas about money that actually push abundance away from us instead of drawing it near. I know how heavy financial stress can feel. It can wake you up at night, make your stomach tight with worry, and color every decision you make throughout your day. Money concerns can make us feel small, powerless, and disconnected from our own creative abilities. When we're in that space of worry and lack, it becomes so hard to see possibilities or to trust that things can change. But I want you to know that this feeling, this experience you're having right now, is not your permanent address. It's simply where you are today, and from here, we can go anywhere. The technique I'm going to share with you today has the power to shift everything. It's not just about attracting money, although that will happen. It's about returning to your natural state of abundance, about remembering who you really are and what you're capable of creating. This isn't about forcing or manipulating or trying to trick the universe. It's about coming home to yourself and allowing the flow of prosperity that wants to move through your life. You might be thinking that manifesting large sums of money sounds too good to be true, or that you're not the kind of person who can do this. These thoughts are so natural and so common. But what if I told you that every limitation you believe about money is simply a thought that you learned somewhere along the way? What if every story you tell yourself about why you can't have abundance is just a habit of thinking that can be changed? The beautiful truth is that your financial reality right now is a perfect reflection of your inner world of thoughts, beliefs, and feelings about money. This might feel overwhelming at first, but it's actually the most empowering news you could receive. Because if your outer world is created by your inner world, then you have the power to change everything by changing what's happening inside of you. I've seen this transformation happen thousands of times. I've watched people go from poverty consciousness to abundance consciousness, from financial struggle to financial freedom, from believing they're not worthy of money to knowing they deserve all good things. And it always starts in the same place, with a willingness to look at our relationship with money with gentle honesty and to be open to healing what needs to be healed. Your heart called you here because it knows change is possible. Your soul recognizes that you're ready for something different. Trust that knowing. Trust the part of you that believes abundance is possible, even if that part feels small right now. We're going to nurture that part and help it grow until it becomes the dominant voice in your life. Now, let's begin the beautiful work of freeing yourself from everything that has kept abundance away from you. The first step in manifesting large sums of money is understanding how our early programming about money creates our adult financial reality. Most of us absorbed beliefs about money before we were even aware we were learning. These beliefs came from our families, our communities, our religions, and the culture around us. They settled deep into our subconscious minds and began directing our choices and actions around money from a very young age. Think about the messages you heard about money growing up. Maybe you heard that money doesn't grow on trees, or that you have to work hard for every penny, or that rich people are greedy, or that there's never enough to go around. Perhaps you learned that money is the root of all evil, or that spiritual people shouldn't care about money, or that wanting more money makes you selfish. These messages, spoken and unspoken, created the foundation of your money consciousness. The family you grew up in had their own relationship with money, and you absorbed that energy like a little sponge. If there was stress around money, you felt that stress. If there were arguments about money, you learned that money causes conflict. If there was shame around not having enough, you took on that shame. If there was fear about the future, you absorbed that fear. None of this was your fault, and none of it was conscious. You were just a child trying to understand the world around you. Some families pass down stories of struggle and hardship from generation to generation. These stories become part of the family identity. We're not rich people, or people like us don't have money, or money is hard to come by in this family. These stories feel true because they've been reinforced over and over, but they're not universal truths. They're just patterns that have been repeated, and patterns can be changed. Religious and cultural programming also plays a huge role in our money beliefs. Many spiritual traditions have taught that money is somehow unspiritual, that poverty is noble, or that you can't serve both God and money. These teachings, while well-intentioned, often create internal conflict for people who want to be spiritual and also want to prosper financially. But there's nothing unspiritual about abundance. The universe itself is abundant beyond measure, and wanting to participate in that abundance is natural and healthy. The media and society around us also reinforce certain beliefs about money. We're told that only certain types of people deserve wealth, that you have to sacrifice your health or your family to make money, that the economy is struggling so you should expect less, or that there's only so much money to go around. These mass beliefs create a collective consciousness of limitation that we unconsciously participate in unless we consciously choose otherwise. All of these influences created what we might call your money story. This story includes beliefs about who deserves money, how hard it is to get, what you have to sacrifice to have it, and whether you personally are worthy of financial abundance. Most people are completely unconscious of their money story, but it's running in the background all the time, attracting experiences that match its energy. The beautiful news is that just because you learned these beliefs doesn't mean you have to keep them. Just because your family struggled with money doesn't mean you have to struggle. Just because the culture around you teaches limitation doesn't mean you have to accept limitation. You have the power to choose new beliefs, to write a new money story, and to create a completely different financial reality. But first, we need to bring these old beliefs into the light. We need to see them clearly so we can choose whether we want to keep them or let them go. This isn't about judging yourself or your family or blaming anyone for what you learned. It's about taking loving responsibility for your life and choosing thoughts that serve you. When we start to examine our money beliefs, we often find thoughts like, I'm not good with money, or I always mess up financially, or I don't deserve to be wealthy, or money is too complicated for me to understand. We might find fears like, if I have money, people will only want me for what I can give them, or having money will change me in bad ways, or I'll lose my humility if I become wealthy, or something bad will happen if I have too much. These thoughts and fears feel very real and very true when we're in them, but they're not facts about reality. They're learned patterns that we can unlearn, They're habits of thinking that we can change. Every single belief you have about money is optional. You can keep the ones that serve you and release the ones that don't. The process of releasing old money programming requires patience and gentleness with yourself. These beliefs have been with you for a long time, and they won't disappear overnight. But every time you notice a limiting thought and choose a more empowering one instead, you're rewiring your consciousness. Every time you catch yourself in scarcity thinking and shift to abundance thinking, you're creating new neural pathways in your brain. This is sacred work, this process of freeing yourself from inherited limitations. You're not just healing your own relationship with money, you're healing the money consciousness of your entire family lineage. You're becoming the one who breaks the pattern, who chooses differently, who demonstrates that abundance is possible. Now that we're beginning to see how our programming around money was formed, let's explore what money really is and how our thoughts and feelings about it create our financial reality. Money, at its essence, is energy. It's a tool for exchanging value, a way for energy to flow between people. Like all energy, money wants to move, to circulate, to flow. When we understand money as energy, we can begin to work with it in a completely different way. Your current relationship with money is like any other relationship in your life. You have thoughts about money, feelings about money, and ways of behaving around money. Some people have a loving, trusting relationship with money. They expect money to flow to them easily. They feel grateful for the money they have, and they make financial decisions from a place of confidence and clarity. Other people have a fearful, conflicted relationship with money. They worry about money constantly. They feel guilty about wanting it, and they make financial decisions from a place of anxiety and confusion. The quality of your relationship with money determines how money shows up in your life. If you're afraid of money, if you think it's bad or dangerous, if you believe you don't deserve it, then money will reflect that energy back to you. It will feel scarce, hard to get, and unstable. But if you love money, if you appreciate it, if you believe you deserve it and trust it to come to you, then money will reflect that energy instead. It will feel abundant, easy to attract, and stable. This might sound too simple, but it's one of the most powerful principles of manifestation. Your outer world is always reflecting your inner world. Your bank account is a mirror of your money consciousness. Your financial experiences are showing you exactly what you believe about money and abundance. If you want to change your financial reality, you must first change your inner reality. Most people try to change their financial situation by taking action in the outer world. They work harder. They look for better jobs. They try to save more money. They invest differently. While action is important, it's not the starting point. If you take action from a consciousness of lack and limitation, your actions will be guided by fear and desperation, and they'll tend to create more of what you don't want. But when you first heal your relationship with money, when you align your thoughts and feelings with abundance, then your actions become inspired. You start to see opportunities you couldn't see before. You make decisions from clarity instead of confusion. You attract people and circumstances that support your financial goals. The universe begins to work with you instead of against you. One of the most profound realizations in this work is understanding the connection between self-worth and net worth. How much you believe you deserve is often reflected in how much you have. If deep down you don't believe you're worthy of financial abundance, you'll unconsciously sabotage opportunities for wealth. You might procrastinate on important financial tasks, spend money impulsively, avoid learning about investments, or undersell yourself in business negotiations. This unworthiness usually doesn't come from anything you've done wrong. It often comes from old messages you received about your value as a person. Maybe you were told you weren't smart enough or good enough or special enough. Maybe you were made to feel like you were a burden, or that you asked for too much, or that you should be grateful for whatever scraps you received. These messages created wounds in your sense of self-worth, and those wounds affect every area of your life, including your finances. Healing your self-worth is fundamental to manifesting money. You must come to know, not just intellectually, but in the depths of your being, that you are worthy of all good things. You are worthy of abundance, not because of what you do or achieve, but because of who you are. You are a magnificent expression of life itself, and life wants you to thrive. When you truly know your worth, money becomes a natural extension of that knowing. You price your services fairly because you know your value. You negotiate confidently because you believe you deserve good treatment. You make investments wisely because you trust yourself to make good decisions. You receive money gracefully because you know you're worthy of abundance. The universe is constantly expanding, constantly creating, constantly expressing more life, more beauty, more goodness. This is its nature, and you are part of this universe. The same creative force that makes flowers bloom and stars shine is working through you. When you align with this creative force, when you remember that you are an expression of infinite abundance, money flows to you as naturally as water flows downhill. But most of us learn to think in terms of limitation instead of abundance. We learned that there's only so much to go around, that if someone else has more, there's less for us, that we have to compete and struggle and fight for our share. This scarcity consciousness creates the very limitation we fear. When we believe in lack, we create lack. When we expect struggle, we create struggle. The shift from scarcity consciousness to abundance consciousness is the most important shift you can make in your relationship with money. Scarcity consciousness says there's not enough. Abundance consciousness says there's more than enough for everyone. Scarcity consciousness says you have to work hard for money. Abundance consciousness says money can come to you in easy, joyful ways. Scarcity consciousness says you're separate from abundance. Abundance consciousness says you are abundance expressing itself. This shift doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't mean you'll never have another worried thought about money. It means you're choosing to cultivate a new way of thinking, a new way of being, a new relationship with the flow of abundance in your life. Every time you choose an abundant thought over a scarce one, every time you act from trust instead of fear, every time you appreciate what you have instead of focusing on what you lack, you're strengthening your abundance consciousness. The technique I'm about to share with you is simple, but it's also profound. It works because it aligns your entire being with the frequency of abundance. This isn't about tricking your mind or forcing something to happen. It's about returning to your natural state of magnetism and allowing yourself to receive what the universe is already trying to give you. The foundation of this technique is what I call the abundance alignment process. It works by shifting your internal state so completely that your external reality has no choice but to match it. When your thoughts, feelings, and energy are all focused on abundance, you become a magnet for money and opportunities. The universe responds to your vibration, not your words, not your wishes, but the energy you're actually putting out. Here's how it works. Every morning, when you wake up, before you check your phone, before you think about your to-do list, before you let the worries of the day creep in, you're going to spend time getting into energetic alignment with the money you want to receive. This isn't wishful thinking or fantasy. This is about training your nervous system to feel safe with abundance, training your mind to expect prosperity, and training your heart to stay open to receiving. The first part of this technique is what I call financial feeling creation. You're going to close your eyes and imagine that the large sum of money you want to manifest has already arrived in your life. Not that it's coming, not that you hope it will come, but that it has already happened. You're going to feel into what it's like to wake up knowing that your financial stress is over, that you have more than enough, that you're completely provided for. Feel the relief washing through your body. Feel your shoulders relaxing because you no longer carry the weight of financial worry. Feel your breathing becoming deeper and easier because you're not holding tension about money anymore. Feel the joy bubbling up in your chest because you now have the freedom to make choices based on what you love instead of what you fear. Feel the gratitude flowing through you because the universe has shown you that you are truly supported and cared for. This feeling state is the most important part of the entire process. Money is attracted to the feeling of already having it, not to the feeling of wanting it or needing it. When you feel abundant, you attract abundance. When you feel prosperous, you attract prosperity. When you feel grateful for money that hasn't arrived yet, you speed up its arrival. The universe responds to your feelings as if they were facts. Spend at least 10 minutes every morning creating this feeling state. Really let yourself enjoy it. Let yourself feel what it's like to be financially free. Let yourself experience the peace, the joy, the security, the generosity that comes with having abundant money. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what you're imagining and what's actually happening. When you consistently create the feeling of financial abundance, your subconscious begins to believe it's true and starts creating circumstances to match that belief. The second part of this technique is abundance action alignment. Throughout your day, you're going to act as if the money is already on its way to you. This doesn't mean spending money you don't have or making foolish financial decisions. It means making choices from abundance consciousness instead of scarcity consciousness. It means walking through your day with the energy of someone who knows they're provided for. When you're making decisions, ask yourself, how would I choose if I knew abundance was flowing to me? When you're talking about money, speak as if you trust the process. Money comes to me easily and often. Or, I'm so grateful for the abundance that's flowing into my life. When you're thinking about your future, think from prosperity. When this money arrives, not if this money arrives. Pay attention to how you carry yourself. People who feel abundant move differently through the world. They stand taller, they speak with more confidence, they take up appropriate space. They don't apologize for their desires or shrink themselves to make others comfortable. They radiate an energy that says, I deserve good things, and I expect them to come to me. The third part of this technique is gratitude acceleration. At the end of each day, you're going to give thanks for the abundance that moved through your life that day, no matter how small it might seem. Maybe someone bought you coffee, or you found a parking meter with time left on it, or you received an unexpected refund, or you discovered something valuable you had forgotten you owned. These are all forms of abundance flowing to you. When you appreciate the abundance that's already present, you create space for more abundance to enter. Gratitude is like a magnet for good things. The more genuinely grateful you feel, the more reasons the universe gives you to feel grateful. This isn't about positive thinking or pretending everything is perfect. This is about recognizing that abundance is always available and training yourself to see it and receive it. The reason this technique works so powerfully is that it shifts your entire relationship with time and money. Instead of living in the future, hoping and waiting for money to come, you bring the feeling of having it into the present moment. Instead of relating to money as something outside of you that you have to chase or earn or deserve, you begin to recognize that abundance is your natural state and money is simply one way that abundance expresses itself in your life. When you practice this technique consistently, something magical begins to happen. Opportunities start appearing that weren't there before. People begin offering you things that benefit you financially. Ideas come to you for increasing your income. Unexpected money starts showing up in your life. This isn't coincidence. This is the universe responding to your new vibration. But for this technique to work fully, you need to prepare your inner landscape to receive abundance. This means clearing away the inner obstacles that could block the flow of money to you, even when you're doing the manifestation work perfectly. Think of it like preparing a garden for planting. You can plant the most beautiful seeds, but if the soil is full of weeds and rocks, those seeds won't grow properly. Your inner landscape includes your beliefs about yourself, your worthiness, your capabilities, and your relationship with receiving. If any part of you believes you don't deserve large sums of money, or that having money would make you a bad person, or that you wouldn't know how to handle abundance, these beliefs will create resistance to your manifestation. One of the most important things you can do to prepare your inner landscape is to practice receiving in small ways. Many people who struggle with money also struggle with receiving in general. They feel uncomfortable when people give them compliments. They have trouble accepting help. They feel guilty when others want to treat them or give them gifts. This discomfort with receiving creates a closed energy that pushes abundance away. Start practicing receiving gracefully in every area of your life. When someone compliments you, instead of deflecting it or minimizing it, simply say thank you and let it in. When someone offers to help you, say yes if it feels good to you. When you receive unexpected kindness or generosity, appreciate it fully instead of feeling like you owe something in return. The more comfortable you become with receiving, the more open your energy becomes to receiving money. Another crucial aspect of preparing your inner landscape is releasing the need to control how the money comes to you. Many people limit their abundance by deciding exactly how money should arrive in their lives. They think it has to come through their job, or through a specific business idea, or through winning the lottery. But the universe is infinitely creative and has ways of bringing you money that you could never imagine. Your job is not to figure out how the money will come. Your job is to get into alignment with abundance and then stay open to however it wants to flow to you. Maybe it will come through a raise at work, or a new business opportunity, or an investment return, or an inheritance, or someone paying back an old debt, or a refund you weren't expecting, or a new income stream you haven't thought of yet. The universe has unlimited ways to bring you what you're asking for. Release your attachment to specific timelines as well. When you're aligned with abundance, money comes at the perfect time in the perfect way. Sometimes it comes faster than you expected. Sometimes it takes longer, but it always comes at the right moment for your highest good. Trust the timing of your life. Trust that the universe knows what it's doing and is orchestrating everything perfectly. Part of preparing your inner landscape is also healing your relationship with money itself. Some people are afraid of money because they associate it with negative experiences or people. Others feel guilty about wanting money because they've been taught that it's selfish or unspiritual. Still others feel overwhelmed by money because they don't understand how it works or how to manage it. Spend some time getting to know money as a neutral tool that can be used for tremendous good. Money allows you to take care of yourself and your loved ones. Money gives you options and freedom. Money lets you contribute to causes you care about. Money can be used to create beauty, to support art, to fund education, to help heal the world. There's nothing inherently good or bad about money. It's all about how it's used. When you make friends with money, when you see it as an ally rather than an enemy, your energy around it becomes much more attractive. Money wants to go where it's appreciated, where it's welcomed, where it's put to good use. When you love and appreciate money, it loves and appreciates you back. Now let's talk about how to weave this abundance work into your daily life in a way that feels natural and sustainable. Creating lasting change requires consistent practice, but it doesn't have to feel like work or struggle. The key is to find ways to stay connected to your abundance consciousness throughout your day, not just during your morning practice. Your morning abundance practice is like setting the tone for your entire day. When you wake up, before you do anything else, take those 10 minutes to align yourself with prosperity. Create that feeling of already having the money you want. Let yourself really enjoy the relief, the joy, the freedom that comes with financial abundance. This isn't just visualization. This is emotional preparation for your day. As you're getting ready for your day, continue to carry that abundant feeling with you. When you're brushing your teeth, appreciate that you have a home and running water. When you're choosing your clothes, feel grateful for having options. When you're having breakfast, acknowledge the abundance of food available to you. These small appreciations keep your vibration high and your heart open to receiving more good things. Throughout your workday, look for opportunities to practice abundance consciousness. If you're in a job you don't love, instead of focusing on what you don't like about it, appreciate that it's providing you with income while you're manifesting something better. See your current work as a bridge to your greater abundance, not as a trap or limitation. When you approach your work from gratitude instead of resentment, you actually create space for better opportunities to come to you. Pay attention to how you talk about money during your day. Are you complaining about bills, worrying about expenses, talking about how expensive everything is? This kind of talk reinforces scarcity consciousness and pushes abundance away. Instead, practice speaking about money from abundance. When you pay bills, think of it as money circulating through your life. When you buy something you need, appreciate that you have the money to purchase it. When you see expensive things, instead of saying, "I can't afford that," say, "That's not where I choose to spend my money right now." In the middle of your day, take a few moments to reconnect with your abundance feeling. This could be during lunch break, or while you're taking a walk, or even just while you're waiting in line somewhere. Close your eyes for a moment and remember what it feels like to be financially free. Let that feeling wash over you again and remind yourself that this is your reality, either now or very soon. When you're interacting with other people during your day, notice their relationship with money and abundance. Some people will support your new prosperity consciousness, and others might unconsciously try to pull you back into scarcity thinking. Don't judge anyone, but be aware of how different energies affect you. Spend time with people who believe in abundance when possible, and protect your energy when you're around people who are stuck in lack consciousness. Your evening practice is just as important as your morning practice. Before you go to bed, take time to appreciate all the ways abundance showed up in your life that day. Maybe you received kind words from someone, or found something you needed on sale, or discovered money in an old jacket pocket, or had someone offer to help you with something. All of these are forms of abundance flowing to you. Also, use your evening time to release any scarcity thoughts or worried feelings you picked up during the day. If you found yourself worrying about money or feeling jealous of someone else's abundance or slipping into old patterns of lack thinking, don't judge yourself. Just gently acknowledge what happened and choose abundance thoughts instead. This isn't about being perfect. It's about consistently choosing thoughts that serve you. One of the most powerful daily practices you can develop is what I call abundance affirmation integration. Throughout your day, especially when you notice yourself thinking scarce thoughts, pause and speak words of abundance instead. You might say, "Money flows to me easily and joyfully," or "I am a magnet for prosperity," or The universe is constantly providing for me. These affirmations work best when you say them with feeling, when you let yourself really believe them in the moment you're speaking them. Another daily practice that accelerates manifestation is acting from your future abundant self. Before you make any decision, big or small, ask yourself, how would I choose if I already had the financial abundance I'm asking for? This might change how you carry yourself, how you dress, how you speak to people, what opportunities you say yes to, how you spend your time. You don't need to wait until you have money to start being the person you'll be when you have money. Create small daily rituals that remind you of your abundant nature. Maybe you light a candle each morning and dedicate it to your prosperity. Maybe you carry a beautiful stone in your pocket as a reminder of your worth. Maybe you write one thing you're grateful for on a piece of paper each day and put it in a special jar. These rituals help anchor your abundance consciousness in your daily routine. The most important thing about daily practice is consistency, not perfection. You don't need to do all of these things every single day. Choose the practices that feel good to you and that you can realistically maintain. It's better to do a few things consistently than to try to do everything perfectly and then give up when you can't maintain it. Your abundance consciousness grows stronger with gentle, consistent attention, just like a plant grows stronger with regular watering. As you continue this daily practice, you'll start to notice that abundance thinking becomes more natural and automatic. You'll catch yourself in scarcity thoughts more quickly and be able to shift them more easily. You'll find yourself naturally appreciating the good things in your life. You'll start to expect good things to happen, and they will. This is how you rewire your consciousness for prosperity, one day at a time, one choice at a time, one thought at a time. As you begin this beautiful journey of manifesting abundance, you're going to encounter moments when doubt creeps in, when old fears surface, when the people around you question what you're doing. This is completely natural and normal. Every person who has ever transformed their relationship with money has walked through these challenges. The key is knowing how to work with resistance instead of letting it stop you. When doubt arises in your mind, the first thing to remember is that doubt is not a sign that the process isn't working. Doubt is actually a sign that you're changing, that you're moving out of your old patterns and into something new. Your mind is programmed to keep you safe by keeping you the same. When you start thinking and feeling differently about money, your mind might try to pull you back to familiar territory, even if that territory includes financial struggle. The voice of doubt might say things like, "This is too good to be true," or "People like you don't manifest large sums of money," or "You're just fooling yourself," or "This would work for other people but not for you." When you hear these thoughts, don't fight them or try to push them away. Instead, acknowledge them gently and then choose a more empowering thought. You might say to yourself, "Thank you for trying to protect me, but I'm choosing to believe in abundance." Or, "I understand you're afraid, but I'm safe to prosper." Sometimes resistance shows up as sudden financial emergencies or setbacks that seem to prove your old beliefs about money are true. You might start the manifestation process and then have an unexpected expense, or lose some income, or face a financial challenge that makes you want to give up. These experiences can feel like signs that abundance isn't meant for you, but they're actually often part of the clearing process. When you begin to raise your vibration around money, sometimes old energy needs to move out to make space for the new. Think of it like cleaning out a closet. Before you can organize it beautifully, you have to pull everything out, and for a while it looks messier than when you started. Financial challenges during your manifestation process can be the universe's way of clearing out old patterns so that new abundance can flow in. During these challenging moments, it's crucial to stay focused on your vision and continue your daily practices. Don't let temporary setbacks convince you that manifestation doesn't work. Instead, use them as opportunities to strengthen your abundance consciousness. When you can maintain your prosperity thinking even during financial challenges, you prove to yourself and to the universe that you're truly committed to change. The people in your life might also create resistance to your new relationship with money. Family members who are used to you struggling financially might feel uncomfortable when you start talking about manifesting abundance. Friends who are stuck in scarcity consciousness might try to bring you back down to their level with comments like, "Don't get your hopes up," or "Money doesn't solve everything," or "You're being unrealistic." Remember that other people's reactions to your abundance work are really about their own fears and limitations, not about you or your abilities. When someone tries to discourage you from believing in prosperity, they're usually protecting themselves from having to look at their own scarcity programming. You don't need to convince anyone else that manifestation works. You only need to prove it to yourself. Surround yourself with people who support your growth whenever possible. If you don't have abundance-minded people in your immediate circle, find them online, in books, in workshops, or in communities dedicated to personal growth. Feed your mind with stories of people who have successfully manifested money. Read about abundance, listen to prosperity teachings, and immerse yourself in the energy of possibility. When you're going through a waiting period, when you've been practicing faithfully but the large sum of money hasn't appeared yet, it's easy to get discouraged. During these times, focus on all the ways your life is already improving. Maybe you're feeling more peaceful about money, or you're making better financial decisions, or small amounts of unexpected money are showing up, or new opportunities are presenting themselves. These are all signs that your abundance consciousness is growing. Trust the timing of your manifestation. The universe is always working behind the scenes, arranging people and circumstances in ways you can't see. Your job is to maintain your alignment with abundance and stay open to receiving. Sometimes money comes quickly, sometimes it takes longer, but it always comes when you're truly ready to receive it and use it wisely. If you find yourself getting impatient, use that energy to recommit to your practices rather than to doubt the process. Impatience often means you're trying to control the how and when of your manifestation. Instead, channel that energy into deepening your abundance consciousness, into feeling even more grateful for what you have, into becoming even more aligned with prosperity. When you're experiencing challenges and resistance, be extra gentle with yourself. This work requires courage and persistence. You're changing patterns that have been with you for years, maybe decades. Of course, it's going to bring up some difficult feelings and thoughts. Honor yourself for doing this important work. Celebrate every small shift, every moment of abundance thinking, every time you choose trust over fear. As you continue practicing this abundance work, you'll begin to notice subtle and not so subtle signs that your manifestation is working. These signs might appear long before the large sum of money actually shows up in your bank account. Learning to recognize these signs helps you stay encouraged and maintain your momentum during the manifestation process. One of the first things you'll notice is a shift in your internal state around money. Where you used to feel anxious, tight, or worried when thinking about finances, you'll start to feel more relaxed, more trusting, more optimistic. This change in feeling is actually the most important sign that your manifestation is working, because your feelings create your reality. When your internal state shifts, your external reality must eventually follow. You might find yourself naturally making better financial decisions without having to force yourself. Maybe you stop impulse buying things you don't really need, or you start seeing investment opportunities you never noticed before. or you find yourself drawn to learn about money management in ways that actually feel interesting instead of overwhelming. These behavioral changes indicate that your money consciousness is evolving. Small amounts of unexpected money will likely start appearing in your life. You might receive refunds you had forgotten about, find money in old purses or pockets, get cash back from a purchase, receive gifts of money, or have someone pay back an old debt. These little windfalls are the universe's way of showing you that money can come from unexpected sources and in unexpected ways. Pay attention to new opportunities that begin presenting themselves. Maybe someone mentions a side job that would be perfect for you, or you hear about an investment opportunity that resonates with you, or you get an idea for a business or creative project that could generate income. When you're aligned with abundance, the universe starts bringing you pathways to prosperity. You'll also notice synchronicities related to money and abundance. You might keep seeing certain numbers that have significance for your financial goals, or you might repeatedly encounter books, articles, or conversations about prosperity, or you might notice that abundance-related topics keep coming up in your life. These synchronicities are signs that you're in harmony with the flow of abundance. People may start treating you differently even before your financial situation has visibly changed. When your energy shifts to abundance consciousness, others can sense it even if they can't put their finger on what's different about you. You might find that people are more generous with you, more willing to help you, more likely to think of you when opportunities arise. This happens because you're radiating a different vibration. Your dreams might also reflect your changing relationship with money. You might dream about receiving money, or being in beautiful, abundant environments, or feeling financially free. Dreams are often a way for your subconscious mind to process the changes you're making in your waking consciousness. Another sign that your manifestation is working is that thinking about large sums of money starts to feel normal instead of impossible. When you first begin this work, imagining yourself with significant wealth might feel fake or uncomfortable. As your abundance consciousness grows, having money will feel natural and expected rather than surprising or unlikely. You'll find yourself naturally speaking about money in more positive ways. Instead of complaining about expenses, you'll appreciate your ability to pay for things. Instead of worrying about the future, you'll trust that you're provided for. Instead of feeling jealous of other people's wealth, you'll feel inspired by it and happy for their success. Trust these signs and let them encourage you to continue your abundance practices. Each sign is evidence that you're changing from the inside out, that you're becoming a different person with a different relationship to money and prosperity. The external manifestation of large sums of money is simply the final, visible result of all the internal changes you're making. Even when the signs are subtle, acknowledge them and appreciate them. The universe is always communicating with you, always showing you that your desires are being fulfilled. The more you notice and appreciate these communications, the stronger and clearer they become. Once you've established a solid foundation with your daily abundance practices and you're consistently seeing signs that your manifestation is working, there are several advanced techniques you can use to accelerate your results and deepen your connection to prosperity consciousness. One powerful acceleration technique is what I call abundance amplification through service. When you use your current resources, no matter how limited they might seem, to help others, you demonstrate to the universe that you're ready to handle more. This doesn't mean giving away money you can't afford to give. It means looking for ways to serve others with whatever you do have, whether that's your time, your skills, your knowledge, or your attention. Maybe you spend an hour helping a friend with something they're struggling with, or you share knowledge that could benefit someone's business, or you volunteer for a cause you care about, or you simply offer genuine encouragement to someone who's having a difficult time. When you give from a heart of love rather than obligation, you create a powerful flow of energy that attracts abundance back to you multiplied. Another acceleration technique is gratitude magnification. Instead of just appreciating the abundance in your life, you actively look for reasons to feel grateful for your financial future. Thank the universe in advance for the money that's coming to you. Feel genuine appreciation for opportunities that haven't appeared yet, but that you know are on their way. Express gratitude for the financial freedom you're manifesting, even before it's visible in your bank account. This advanced gratitude sends a powerful signal to the universe that you're absolutely certain your abundance is coming. When you can genuinely feel grateful for something before it happens, you align yourself so completely with receiving it that the universe has no choice but to deliver it to you. The practice of acting as if is another powerful accelerator. This involves making choices throughout your day as if you already have the financial abundance you're manifesting. This doesn't mean spending money you don't have. It means carrying yourself with the confidence of someone who knows they're financially secure. It means making decisions from abundance consciousness rather than scarcity consciousness. When you act as if you're already abundant, you embody the energy of abundance. You walk differently, talk differently, think differently. You approach opportunities with confidence instead of desperation. You make choices based on what you truly want rather than what you think you can afford. This energy is irresistible to the universe and dramatically speeds up your manifestation. Visualization. Acceleration involves taking your morning abundance practice to deeper levels. Instead of just imagining having money, visualize specific scenes of your abundant life in vivid detail. See yourself checking your bank account and feeling joy at the balance. See yourself making purchases without stress or worry. See yourself being generous with others because you have more than enough. See yourself living in the home you want, driving the car you desire, taking the trips you dream about. The more real you can make these visualizations, the more quickly they manifest in your physical reality. Use all of your senses. What do you hear in your abundant life? What do you smell? What do you touch? What does financial freedom taste like? The more sensory detail you include, the more convincing the experience becomes to your subconscious mind. Energy clearing. Acceleration involves regularly releasing any negative energy you've picked up around money. At the end of each week, take time to consciously let go of any worry, doubt, frustration, or fear that has accumulated. You might do this through meditation, journaling, physical exercise, or any practice that helps you release tension and return to your natural state of abundance. The faster you can clear negative energy, the faster positive energy can flow to you. Think of this like keeping a clear channel for abundance to move through. When that channel gets clogged with worry or doubt, abundance slows down. When you keep it clear, abundance flows freely. Finally, community acceleration involves connecting with others who are also manifesting abundance. When you surround yourself with people who believe in prosperity, who are actively creating wealth, who support your financial dreams, you exponentially increase your manifestation power. Their success inspires you, their belief in abundance reinforces your own, and together you create a field of prosperity consciousness that benefits everyone. These acceleration techniques work because they help you embody abundance more completely and consistently. The universe responds to who you're being, not just what you're thinking or saying. When you truly become a person who expects abundance, who feels grateful for prosperity, who acts from financial confidence, and who serves others from overflow, you become irresistible to wealth. My beautiful friend, as we come to the close of our time together, I want you to take a moment to feel how much you've already shifted just by listening to these words, just by opening your heart to the possibility of financial abundance, just by saying yes to a different relationship with money. Something in you has already changed. Some part of you that was closed is now open. Some part of you that was afraid is now hopeful. Some part of you that felt unworthy now remembers your value. The technique I've shared with you today is not just about manifesting money. It's about remembering who you really are. It's about reclaiming your birthright of abundance. It's about healing the places in you that learn to expect less than you deserve. When you do this work, you're not just changing your bank account, you're changing your entire life. You're becoming the person you were always meant to be. I know that some of what I've shared might feel too good to be true. Your logical mind might be trying to convince you that manifestation doesn't really work, that people like you don't get to have large sums of money, that you should be realistic about your limitations. But there's another part of you, a wiser part, that recognizes the truth in these words. That part of you knows that abundance is your natural state. That part of you remembers that you are worthy of all good things. Listen to that part. Trust that part. Follow that part. The journey from where you are now to where you want to be financially is not just about changing your circumstances. It's about changing your identity. It's about becoming someone who expects prosperity, who feels comfortable with wealth, who knows their worth, who trusts the universe to provide. This transformation happens one thought at a time, one feeling at a time, one choice at a time. You don't have to do this work perfectly. You don't have to believe 100% right away. You just have to be willing to try, willing to practice, willing to stay open to the possibility that your life can be different than it has been. Every time you choose an abundant thought over a scarce one, every time you act from trust instead of fear, every time you appreciate what you have instead of focusing on what you lack, you're building your prosperity consciousness. The universe is on your side. Life wants you to succeed. The same force that grows flowers and moves planets is supporting your abundance. You are not alone in this work. You are part of an infinite intelligence that knows how to create prosperity in the most beautiful and perfect ways. Your job is not to figure out how it will happen. Your job is to align yourself with abundance and allow it to happen through you. Start today. Start right now. Feel into the abundance that is already present in your life. Appreciate the air you breathe, the bed you sleep in, the food you eat, the people who love you. Let yourself feel grateful for these gifts, and then expand that gratitude to include the financial abundance that is coming to you. Thank the universe in advance for the money that is on its way. Feel the relief and joy of knowing you are provided for. You are worthy of abundance not because of anything you've done or achieved, but because of who you are. You are a precious, irreplaceable expression of life itself. You deserve to have your needs met and your dreams fulfilled. You deserve to feel safe and secure and free. You deserve to have enough money to live comfortably and to share generously with others. Trust yourself. Trust the process. Trust that the universe knows what it's doing and is orchestrating everything perfectly for your highest good. The money you're asking for is already yours in the realm of infinite possibility. Your work is to become the person who can receive it, appreciate it, and use it wisely. Go forward with confidence, dear one. Go forward with hope. Go forward knowing that you have everything you need within you to create the abundant life you desire. The universe is waiting to shower you with blessings. All you have to do is open your arms and receive them. I love you, I believe in you, and I know that your greatest abundance is yet to come.